for this press conference. First and foremost, on behalf of Government of Goa and especially on behalf of my team and Department of Tourism and Department of Information, Electronics and Communication, I would like to thank each one of you for taking time to join us today. Your work in reporting, analyzing and sharing stories about destinations like Goa plays a pivotal role in shaping perceptions, encouraging travel and highlighting the authentic experience our state has to offer. I think the last two presentations from our respective directors and the two videos which have been played gives the overall thought process of what Goa was, what Goa is and how we look at Goa in the coming days. As far as Goa is concerned, we talk about Goa being a very touristic destination, a preferred destination. A bindu in the mata of a lady is like the Goa being the bindu in the map of the country, Bharat. When we talk about being very spatial, although small in size, we are a small 1.6 million population, having the coast and the hinterlands. But very importantly, the 1.6 million population caters to more than 10 million tourists in a year. From the 1960s, which were the days of the hippies, slowly the destination has transited, developed and moved ahead, becoming the mainstay of the economy as far as the state is concerned and also providing employment opportunities. Today we talk about tourism being the main economic driver, contributing to about 16.43% to the GDP and taking care of about 40 to 45% of direct and indirect employment. So when we talk about tourism as a department, we actually can say that we are an industry that we need to cater to the expectations of the tourist. There have been requirements of the tourist which have been pre-COVID, which have been very different. And post-COVID, when we say that we live the new normal, it is very important to understand that perception of you, perception of me, of looking at things, finding more things, of a normal traveler, normal tourist has changed. From 2019, post-2019-20 and the pandemic, post-pandemic, the thought of a tourist has been very differently looked at. They want to be more immersive. They want to be having tranquility. They need to look at experiential form of tourism. And states like us who have been talking about tourism largely have had ways and means to talk and move things differently. Our Director Tourism has presented in very detail. I will just give it crisp and we'll talk about it. So when we talk about Goa, it is always known as for the sun, sand and sea. The three S which are well and widely known to everybody. And for the three S of sun, sand and sea, we always expected some few temples and the churches which we thought about. And that was the perception of Goa. But my friends, I think Goa has much more to talk about. Goa has a lot to be looked upon. And that's what exactly we would want to convey through your medium. When we talk about Goa, we talk not only about the sun, sand and sea. We have added three more S in this whole verticals. One is spiritual tourism. The regenerative tourism which our director spoke about is built upon the three pillars of economy, the society, that is the people and the environment. We are talking about regenerative tourism to be first in the country, that is Goa, which we not only talked about sustainability, where a lot of people have been talking about sustainability. Sustainability talks only about minimizing the negative impacts. Regenerative tourism talks about leaving it for legacy, protect the place, at the same time promote it rightly, in way of promoting culture, in way of promoting what the state has as resources, and also protecting them, providing the whole process in terms of the economy of the state. So when we talked about regenerative tourism, we talked about spirituality, we talked about Ekadasha Tirtha. And Ekadasha Tirtha was a whole new idea, which I think people have been coming to Goa, visiting the sun, sand and sea. We wanted them to visit the hinterlands. The whole rural tourism which we talk about, which is built upon Goa, talks about hidden gems. Spiritual tourism talks about temples which are more than 100 years old. Ekadasha Tirtha talks about 11 selected temples. Well, a lot of people after COVID thought about being more wanting to explore areas of spiritual wellness, adventure, and that's how slowly we started building our stories on Ekadasha Tirtha.